Well, hello everyone. Welcome. My name is Viv and I'm the Marketing and Events Coordinator for Remarkable. Today we're going to be interviewing one of our incredible alumni, and it's going to be part of a mini-series that we'll be posting online to give anyone considering applying for our SID21 Accelerator program some advice, some tips, and a bit of insight into some of the amazing things that the alumni that have been through our program are pioneering and achieving in this space. And you'll have to excuse us. We have pre-recorded a few other interviews and we did mention on them that we would be posting these on LinkedIn Live, but we wanted to take this opportunity to give you all the best chance to, if you'd like to share these or rewatch them. So we'll be posting these individually on our channels and on our YouTube. So today I have the absolute honour of being able to chat to Summer, who is the CEO and co-founder of Kindship, previously known as AbleFinder. And Summer, I might get you to introduce yourself and let everyone know a bit about what it is your startup does.
Sure. So my name is Summer Petrosius, and like Viva mentioned, I'm the founder of Kindship, which is, in a nutshell, the first free digital social network built with and for parents raising children with disabilities. So we're all about helping mums and dads build friendships, find support, and learn from like-minded peers on similar journeys.
Incredible. And it is, I've got a brilliant social media presence. So before we dive in, I encourage everyone to jump on and follow Kindship online. They're amazing. And Summer, we might start out. We know that a few people coming into this program are kind of a bit unsure about what an accelerator program is. And if you could just kind of, in your way, explain what your experience of the program was when you went through it in 2018.
Well, I have to admit, I didn't know what an accelerator program was. So the way I like to explain it is it's basically like a fast-tracked everything you need to know about running a business or a charity. And I guess it surrounds you with the people that are going to help you get to your end goal, and also sets you up with, I guess, some structure and some goals to help you lead your company to get there as well. So the remarkable experience for us, I think a lot of the people that I've spoken to so far that have gone through Remarkable, they all talk about the fact that Pete and the team, they were the first believers. So you come out of the program with this incredible network and some real sense of purpose in what you're doing, but I think also you just feel like you have these champions behind you who understand why you're doing what you're doing and how you're going about it. And I think that's just so incredibly powerful, because being an entrepreneur can be a pretty scary and lonely road a lot of the time. So I think just starting out, having that support behind you can just make such a big difference.
Thank you. Yeah, I've recently joined the Remarkable team and I've loved it because my experience has been like joining a big family that extends over many years, and everyone that I talk to has this same reaction where it really is this camaraderie that comes out of the program, and the startups that have come through it just are incredible. So I love learning about all of them. And for the actual application process for the program, I know that can be, if you've never done one of those before, it is possibly quite daunting or overwhelming. Do you have any, maybe like 3 tips that you would give someone actually doing the application?
I would definitely say talk to people if you can find people that have gone through the program, or even if possible to some of the team, because I think that can give you a really great starting point. I think we sometimes have a tendency to try and over communicate, because often we're very passionate about what we're doing, and it can be very overwhelming to feel like you have only a limited word count and can't get everything in there that you might want to say. But I think it's quite strategic, because really when it comes down to selling the opportunity of your company, because ultimately at the end of Remarkable, you get on stage and you pitch, it's really about being able to synthesize, the heart of what you're doing, and having that really strong understanding of, I think, the problem that you're trying to solve is so important. So I would definitely suggest to people to spend a little bit of time actually like trying to get that down to, you know, a couple of sentences in terms of describing the problem that they're solving and how they see themselves doing that. And then, gosh, I can't think of a third one. Are they two
They're
good
great.
points?
You've nailed those ones. So I think that's some really good advice. So we can leave that one there for you. And I would love to know, at the start of your journey, was there something that kind of inspired the idea for your startup, or was it a person or an experience?
So that's a really interesting question. It's pretty multifaceted. So I would say that it was somewhat inspired by my personal experience. So Kindship was, I guess, started with the idea of tackling loneliness and social isolation and the impact that can have on mental and physical health and family well-being. So I grew up with undiagnosed autism, and because of that, you know, had my own challenges when it came to having social connection. And then I became a speech pathologist because I really liked the idea of helping other people have a voice, and ended up working at the School for Kids with Autism and Intellectual Disabilities. And that's where I found myself surrounded by quite a large parent cohort, but a very, very lonely and isolated parent cohort. So it was in speaking to them, and then later on speaking to a lot of other families, that I guess sort of what Kindship, yeah, I think that was really, you know, where we realized what Kindship needed to be as a solution to that problem.
That's great. And I know we were talking about it before offline, but I'm really curious to know, it was only at the age of 30 that you received your formal diagnosis of autism, and you, Summer wrote an incredible article that's online, available on the Autism Awareness website. But I would just want to know, has that diagnosis or that experience of learning that about yourself changed your kind of passion or connection with Kindship?
I think it's been an interesting, I guess something that I found, and I think it was one of the things that I learned going through Remarkable. When you're talking about your project, it's really important to have some sort of emotional connection to it. And whether that's because you have a family member or a best friend or whatever that is. And I think I always struggled to communicate what my connection to our cause was. And so it's really helped me to, I guess, sort of embed my identity perhaps and my passion. I think it's made it easier in that sense for my husband, who's my co-founder, to talk about why he's so passionate about what we're doing. And I think also, not through our Remarkable journey, but the year after I became a mum, and that also made things a lot easier, because now I understand what it means not to raise a child with a disability, but what it means to raise a child. So that has made, you know, talking to other parents that bit easier as well, just to have some level of understanding of what day-to-day life looks like.
It's incredible. Your story is amazing, and we'll have to share that article with anyone that hasn't read it, because Summer has pieced together and shared her journey in a really beautiful, almost poetic way. So thank you so much for sharing your journey with the world. And kind of the last question I might ask you is, if you were to give anyone out there considering or currently applying just one piece of advice or a bit of motivation, what is it that you would say to them about, you know, applying for or considering applying for our program?
I think if you have any motivation to work with the disability community, and I think they're an incredible, well, not to be generalist, but they are, you know, a very incredible bunch of people, that all of the ones I know. And I think there's so much potential as well. And I think, you know, technology is going to be what unlocks a lot of that potential for a lot of people. So I would say this is the best accelerator if that's the space that you are looking to work in, because the network just has so much knowledge when it comes to the disability sector. I would say do not be afraid to talk to the people that might be your customers, because speaking from our personal experience, we could have saved ourselves a lot of time. Like, we were very pretty determined when it came to co-design, but I think we could have done it a lot better and we would have saved ourselves a lot of time. And I think there were some people that we went through Remarkable with who maybe hadn't done so much of that face-to-face conversation, which was made possible through the Remarkable Accelerator. But I think they realized just how beneficial it is to be talking to people that have that lived experience. So I would definitely encourage anybody who's thinking to operate in this space to start talking to your end users.
That's great. What a good note to end it on. Thank you so much, Summer. I have no more questions for you, but if you have anything else that you would like to share, now is your time, unless you're happy to wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably just reiterate, like we said at the beginning of this, Remarkable, you go through it for a year, but they're your family for as long as, you'll have them, I think. So I would really strongly recommend people just to, even if they're not sure, just apply, because I think you can have some really great conversations with the team there, about what you're trying to do. And I think even if it's not maybe the right time for you, they're always so happy to help connect you in with other people. So it's only going to be a positive thing. So yeah, definitely get out there and apply.
Thank you so much, Summer. We just need to record that bit and put it on our website. Join our family. Well, thank you so much for your time. What you're doing in this space is absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to see all the amazing things that you achieve in the future. And I hope you have a well-deserved rest at the end of this year. For everyone watching, we have actually opened up our applications early. And if you're perhaps not ready to submit a full application, we still have our submissions of interest also open. So jump onto our website and apply for SID 21. It should be a great year ahead. Thank you so much.